Well, hello, my divine twin flame bright lights. How are you doing today? This is the Twin Flame channel, and I am a Twin Flame channel. If you want to contact me for a reading, or you have any questions about how I operate, or what type of services I provide, or you're looking for a particular resource, I do like to help the community, especially when I have a little time, like right now because of quarantine. So please email me. Just email me at twinflamechanneling. There's two N's in that, one L. twinflamechanneling@gmail.com. Twin Flame channel was taken. But I am a Twin Flame channel. I channel. I'm super psychic, but I try not to admit that. And I know for some of you who are out of the broom closet, that's a little like, oh, she's not even out there yet. But we all struggle with our limitations, right? And I'm trying to overcome this limitation by doing this channel and slowly kind of coming out of the broom closet. But I've been told by actually multiple psychics that I was killed, I was hanged for basically I ran a coven. And I believe it was like mid 1800s. Could have been early, but it was definitely 1800s. I've seen the past life. It took me all the way to where there was wood underneath my feet, and I knew there was a noose around my neck, and then boom, the wood came out, and then I woke up. That was my past life regression I did. And again, I've got in my playlist a link to Brian Weiss's guided past life regression, where you sort of go into a hypnotized state. I wasn't expecting anything, and I just like gave it to God and said, hey, I'd really like to hear more about these past lives, and just closed my eyes, and it was like I was watching a movie where I wasn't asleep, I wasn't dreaming, but I was definitely in another consciousness state. But it showed me so much. Oh my God, I shuffled and I like just pulled this card. Love. These are Denise Lynn's Sacred Destiny deck. I really love this deck. She's amazing. I've known about her and studied her since like 06-ish. I had my big awakening in 03, and it just kind of went up a notch in 05 when I moved to LA to pursue my evolutionary mission. And you know, I've been an Intuitive Success Strategist. I don't say intuitive even on Twitter and different places because I help fund startups in different businesses and deals. And so oftentimes I'm dealing with folks that are at least they have so much in the past looked at this stuff as kind of woo-woo. So I need to kind of appear that I have both feet on the ground, but I am a very strong medium. You know, some of the other psychics and mediums I work with, you know, is like, yeah, I get names, I get faces, and they're like, whoa, you really are intuitive, you know. Sometimes I get letters, but most of the time I get names, specific names, and I just channel exactly what my clients need to hear to get them to the next level. So they might want to talk about love, but we need to talk about, you know, something else like eating healthier. You know what I mean? I'm just led, not saying that I'm going to talk about that when we get to you. Change is a coming. It's a coming. Ooh, I love that card, don't you guys? It's like my little unicorn. Hey. I love my unicorn. I've always felt like a unicorn, but almost like a zebra unicorn, right? Because it's like I'm different, and I've got these stripes. I've got a lot of freckles, but I've got these stripes, but I also have my unicorn horn. So I like to make the joke like, and I thought I came up with this, but apparently it's out there. Other people have thought of it. But, you know, we're not donkeys and we're not regular horses. We're unicorns. So when you're a unicorn, you got to hang out with the other unicorns. You can't hang out with donkeys. Some of these donkeys think they're horses, and some of the unicorns think they're horses. So sometimes you've got like two people hanging out and they both think they're horses, but really one's a donkey and one's a unicorn. And it's just never going to work out. So if you're in a relationship and it's just not working or didn't work out, that might be the situation. I think with a lot of our karmic partners, a lot of our false twins, a lot of our soulmates who were soul driven. I mean, my big first love, when I met him, I had a vision of us coming together and like dancing. It almost looked like a wedding day. But that vision, I believe, was sent to me because he was a soul aligned person that I was supposed to get with. And we ended up living together a little bit. Said I would never do that, but I did, and it didn't work out, and I was heartbroken. And this was around 2002 when we broke up, and I was a little lost. And then I found purpose and destiny in my passions, and that just trumped everything because I had a meaning that was connected to something bigger, a bigger divine design. And I can tell you lots of stories. Oh, funny, I just pulled this card too. But I think we need to step into our leadership to initiate that change and have love come in. Okay? So these are just cards that just happened to fly out as I was shuffling. That's normally like not really how I work. I like to pull my cards the way I've always done it. I've studied under Doreen Virtue when she first started doing this stuff years and years ago. I met her, and she says, she looks at me and she goes, "You're here to raise consciousness through media." I'm like, oh my gosh, I definitely am. That's like my divine mission. Yeah. So it's always great when you get confirmation from the world that you're doing the right thing, and that's why I love doing some of the medium stuff too, because the spirit comes in and it's like, oh, what's the deal with the bluebird? And they're like, oh my gosh, a bluebird is there, at the kitchen sink all the time. So that's just confirmation that your mediumship is working, and that what's coming to your brain, even though it's not from your brain, it's coming to your consciousness, and you're sharing it. But that's exactly what they need to hear. That's what Spirit's sharing with them. I am sweating my tail off. It's like Spirit just comes right here as soon as I turn this on. Have you guys seen Tyler Henry? We were just talking about the community and mediumship, and I'm here to help other people in the community. I feel like I'm saying this right now because a lot of you are psychics and you're not aware of it. So, all right. Let's just start over. I don't shuffle a ton. I usually just give it about 3, and I'm like, okay, and Spirit one more. All right, so we're good to go. It's more about the pull with me. Sorry, I don't want you to have to see. So I spread out the cards, okay, with my left hand. That's just the way I learned. And I am going to pull 15 to 16 cards for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, okay? We're going to look at all sorts of different aspects for them, where they're at, what the blocks are. This is going to be a big reading. I'm just going to do 2 decks instead of 3 or 4 because I don't want it to be too long. Uploading takes forever, and I would like this to get to you guys today before it's too late. And please, you guys, like it. I know it doesn't take much from you, but I really believe in equal energy exchange. And if you're just like a looky-loo and getting all this information from these guides that are taking time out of their day and having to set things up, and you're not actually giving back to them by getting a reading, or and I've got them all over the board. I've never in my life done things that are just $11 and $20. I mean, my normal, I'm a coach consultant. My normal one-on-one sessions are $222 for like an hour. It's really about 75 minutes, so about an hour and a half. It depends on what you need. I never look at the clock because in the divine world, we don't live in the construct of time, right? So I care more about you getting what you need out of the reading than the time limit. So, instead of you paying the full $222, I've reduced my prices. So basically what I do for that, I'm going to do for $111. But if you want to get a pendulum reading, I think it's 5 questions and 3 cards. It's, how much did I make it? It's right below. Just look. I literally just started this channel and reduced all my prices so that there is a price point for everybody. I truly believe that the pendulum readings give you more specifics. So if you're like, should I do this? Should I ask him this? Should I call him? Should I send a voice recorded message? Should I do this? Should I focus on this career change? If you're thinking certain things and you need somebody to help you navigate, my pendulum's going to give you exactly what the guides are telling you, yes and no. I have stopped people from starting YouTube channels because that's not what they're supposed to be doing with their time. It won't be successful. And then when people don't listen and they do it, it's not successful. I have so much experience doing this, guys, and I'm very, very confident in my abilities to help you. Okay? Ooh. Well, hello. Spirit's here with us. Okay, can you please, what's up? Just get back here. Come on, bring us back. All right, angels, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, thanks for showing us that you're here. All good vibes. So angels in heaven, shine down on me. Show us the things that we need to see. Angels in heaven, shine down on me. Show me the things that we need to see. All of us, everybody looking at this reading right now, I want a message for everybody. We're going to do this. Okay. DM. Where is that now? And we're going to go through that. If you want to try to zoom in and see what this is, but it starts with the DM on this side, and then kind of what the fate and destiny is in the middle, and then we have the DF, and we're going to have advice cards and overall outcomes at the bottom. Sometimes I'll choose an extra card. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 cards for each question here, and try to go somewhat quickly, so stay with us. Okay, now thank you to who is, oh gosh, I should have looked it up. It's tarot. One of you helped, well, actually, it's a couple of you have helped me come up with my own reading, but I will give you a shout out. But she's the one who does how DM relates to DF and how DF relates to DM. And I think that's such a great question. And so all of these questions came from like watching a few of these videos. I've been watching these videos since I discovered it in 2015. I've known my twins since 2012. You know, we're about to come into union. I've been through the whole karmic thing. I literally felt like I was losing my mind because God was pointing me to these insane signs and synchronicities. I'm going to write a book on it. I haven't yet because I don't want to focus so much on him, because the signs, I want them to be from God or him coming forward. I don't want to focus on him so much that it's manifesting the signs. I mean, that's how it can kind of work sometimes. So now, if you're not seeing crazy, timely signs and mirroring with your twin, where, you know, you're focused on a haircut one day and then he tweets something and or Instagrams he got a haircut that day, you know, like if you're not mirroring weekly, monthly, and you're not noticing that, there's a good chance you aren't twins. Okay, that doesn't mean that who you're with is not significant. There's a lot of soulmate partners that are extremely significant to our learning and our growth in order to get to the next level. And I think a false twin can somehow have some of these synchronicities and signs, but it's more of an illusion. I think the karmics and the false twins sort of imitate or emulate the qualities of the twin, the true twin, but it's almost like they're picking up on their energy. Like my guy, my divine masculine's karmic, she was just a normal girl before, but then when she knew about me, and I think some intuitives told her that I was the one for him, and, you know, and she tried to stand in the way of us, but she also was picking up on energy and things between he and I, like connections between he and I, like we love avocados or whatever, and then she would be all about that, or, you know, she was picking up on my charitable energy and all that, and then she would be all about that. It's like she was trying to be the energy of me, but she was a fake. It's like, you know, I was the Louis Vuitton and she was the fake Louis, and it was really hard because it's like, why are you choosing the fake Louis? One of these twins said the karmics are kind of like, God, I wish I could remember his name. I'll find it. I'll give shout outs to everybody I talk about, I promise. Just maybe not today. Because I forgot your name and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But he said the karmic's kind of like a low rate Regina George. And that is so damn true. I'm sorry. Don't mean to cuss. But like, oh my gosh. Exactly. I mean, she was a mean girl. She was doing stuff online to try to intimidate me. And I wasn't even really looking at her. And then, like, God would give me like a dream where she was a demon or something. I'm like, what the heck? And I do get dreams of the future. I'm very prophetic. So I would go check her out, and then it's like, oh my gosh, this girl just said that and posted that right after my post said that. Like she literally is, she was undercutting me and mocking me and like trying to manipulate the masculine, against me from like things I was posting and just trying to get under my skin. And it was really, really toxic for me. Really toxic, and I don't even know if he knows how toxic it was, but I truly feel like mine is, even if she's upset and irritated, I really feel like she's out of the picture. I feel like a lot of the people who are looking at my readings, the karmics are out of the pictures, but these twin flames do come into union in waves. So I feel like mine is right there, but it's also been felt like a little right there for a long, long time. And I think I might need to do something. No, I think maybe I've done enough. It's just the energies are shifting every day. And I think I had a window to do something and to clear things up like in February, but I didn't take it, and I kept running on the hamster wheel and working hard, and then boom, this COVID thing happened, and it just kind of threw us for a loop. And I felt so disconnected from mine for so long, but then we've connected, and like God brought him an animal right to his balcony. It was wild. He posted it, and I responded, and then a couple days later I'm in this new apartment with actually a roommate right now, and it's a temporary situation, but and I look over and she has a picture, okay, of the same animal. I just don't want to say the animal in case he's looking, but basically the animal that was on his balcony was a hawk, okay, which is highest intuition, higher guidance, like tap into that. And I said, tap into that. And he was trying to sleep, and he was closing his eyes, like one eye, then two. And then I was like, and pay attention to your dreams. I was like, and by the way, I had a dream of you 2 days ago, and we hugged, and it was so nice. And what, are you sure you're not supposed to be in LA right now? And then, so 2 days later, I'm like just walking around, and I hadn't even noticed this. Check this out, guys. And I look over. Oh, it's 2. Let me just run over here really, really fast. You're not gonna believe it. So it's like the same thing that was on his balcony. Okay, like, but I look at the eyes. It's like the same, like one eye, and then he like, this one like closed his eyes. So this is like a sleepy, I think an owl, but it looks just like the color of the hawk, like the same belly. And then the top of it says dreamer. And that's what we were talking about. Is that not crazy? I mean, that's a sign. Okay, that's a sign. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so back to the reading, because I know you guys want to get into this. But my point is, if you're not getting signs like that, it could be that this is someone who is prepping you for the twin. Now, each one of you is different. I know some readers say, I'm not going to tell you if it's your twin or not, but I am really good at doing it. At basically figuring out if it's your twin or not. So I was thinking about, if you don't want to get a reading, if you just want to do one question, one pendulum question, email me at twinflamechanneling@gmail and say, I want to know if my person's my twin or not. And you can put his name, your name, his name. I don't really need birthdays. I just need their name. The guides just need to know who you're talking about. And I will run it to find out if it's your twin or not, or frost twin. I'm not going to do it and upset. Like, I want you to be okay with knowing this information, whether they are or they aren't. Like, if I say, no, actually, I'm getting that person isn't, that it's a false one, that you're able to absorb that information and not be like, she's wrong, because I'm telling you, I'm extremely accurate. So I'm going to trust God and our angels and our guides to guide us in the right direction for you, to help you, your evolution. This is not about money or anything. Like, this is about your evolution and your understanding of these concepts so that you can come into union with your twin. So if you are holding on to a karmic or a false twin, guess what? You're blocking your true twin coming in. Don't you want to be in that divine love where like you have a mission together? And some twins, they have a mission and they're divine, and they are supposed to come together and be together. But if that person has free will and they choose not to, I truly believe that you've put in so much time and effort and work into yourself and in this relationship that God's not going to leave you hanging. Okay? You don't just lose your twin flame because he doesn't choose you. You will get other opportunities. Like somebody else is going to come in. I believe that twin flame energy within your divine masculine can jump to the next person if it gets to the point where God's like, you know what? I've pushed you, but this is where the rubber hits the road. You choose her or you don't. Or maybe you're the one that holds their feet to the fire and says, hey, I've been on this fence. The prongs are up my arse. It hurts. I need you to give me your hand and help me down and tell me if you want to do this or not. Or I need you to push me off. Just push me off the back really hard. It might knock the wind out of me. And I'm like, but I can get up and walk on, move on forward with somebody else. So maybe you need to say something like that so that you get clarity. And then if he says, you know what, this is not where I want to be right now, he might say, just be patient with me, which is great. So we know where he's at. We can be patient. Hey, everybody's got to be patient right now with quarantine. And when we go inside and we get deeper into who we are and what we want to do, what we're getting rid of, what no longer serves us, and what we are starting new. I'm starting a podcast. Okay, it's not going to be on twin flame stuff. It's going to be on all consciousness and entrepreneurs, and I help people, live their dreams. I'm a dream maker. That's really what I do. So, I do this too. This is like a tool part of it. But being a twin flame, I'm more concerned with getting these twin flames into union, because the more are into union, the more the vibration of the earth raises, and the more we all get into union. So again, support this message, support all of us getting into union by liking, by subscribing, stay in touch, you guys, okay? Now, every week, I'm going to be announcing a new winner, okay? All right, so today, I'm going to pull between 3 different comments that I got, okay? You know what? Let me just do this at the end if we have time. Otherwise, I will reach out to the winner, okay? Everybody who comments, you have to also subscribe, but everybody who comments and subscribes and likes, I will put into a hat each week, and they're going to get a $33 reading, which is 3 cards, 3 questions, pendulum questions, okay? So you'll get a little taste of what I do. And if there's anything that comes through, which usually there is, that's very important, I might say, look, you really need to connect with your mom, or, something might come through that's really important, because that's sort of the one thing that's blocking your union. So we want to remove the blocks and do everything we can to bring it in. The number one thing that you can do is focus on you and your purpose and your life. For the longest time, I held off everything, because I wanted to kind of wait for him to see what we were doing with everything. And I kept waiting on that meeting, and it put me in this energy of waiting and lack, which we don't want to be in any energy of waiting. We're not waiting. Okay. I need to stop talking about this. Okay. 1. All right. So divine masculine. We've got how he relates to the feminine. Usually the cards won't come. They're coming pretty easy today, so maybe I can. And DM wants from the DF. DM wants from the DF. What does the DM want from the DF? So when 2 come like that, I just often will take both of them. How he relates. I know what he wants. Let's see. Am I right on track? And a lot of times I'll just pull this and check. Am I on track? Okay. Everything's right in order. Block to union. DM's block. And DM's block to union. Okay, is it the second one? Second, first? We're going to take both of them. This one too? No. Well, he might have a couple blocks. Okay, 1, 2. And the advice for the DM. Now, the advice is what he's receiving on the outside or the inside. So it could come through a dream or a person or a coach or a family member. And okay, now what does God want for this relationship? What is this connection all about? What is the destiny? What is the fate of this sucker? Where's it going? Where's it meant to be? This is the meant to be situation, the stream of consciousness that is the highest timeline, basically. And that's the advice for the DF. Let me check again. Advice for the DF. Sorry, guys. You can speed it up. And when I pull the card and put it up here, that's when we're ready to go. Sorry. See, this is like taking forever, right? So I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me put this up here so I know what's what. And then we've got DF block to union. Okay. And the DF blocks to union. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. It's like I get it intuitively, but I always like to check. And that's just how I am as a reader. So I intuit things, but I also ask and hold the pendulum and make sure. Because I don't ever like to be wrong about something. Like I noticed in my first big reading, it's actually the second upload on this. It says, I pulled a taking risk card. I was like, he's ready to take a risk. But then when I looked at it, it was actually, he wants her to take a risk. So my mistake, I hope you guys didn't just sit back and go, oh, he's taking it, because it might be that you need to take the risk. But it also could be with this going on that I feel like he's feeling a little overwhelmed. And when I say he, it means the divine masculine. It might be a female, depending if you're a same-sex relationship, and that is quite all right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I just want to make sure you know who I'm talking about. So make sure DM is, you know, kind of which one's the DM and which one's the DF. But I have to tell you, sometimes I've listened to readings where I'm like, whoa, I think I'm the DM. Okay, is that good? Do we need another one for that card? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. 2 more. All right. How the DF relates to the DM. And last one is the DF. Where's the DF? Where's the DF now? And okay. Now, what are the outcomes? What are the outcomes with this? Shall we follow the advice? What are the outcomes? What are the outcomes? And outcomes. Outcomes. All right, I think that's good. We might get another clarifier. I'm going to leave these cards pushed aside. Sorry, my elbow's like not really attractive there. Okay, where's the divine masculine now? Aww, he's focused on his blessings. He's finally starting to realize, wow, I am so blessed to know this girl. She is a mover, a shaker. She's everything. She's nurturing. She's creative. She's a good communicator. She's loving. She loves me even when I don't love her back because I'm too scared. And I'm blessed. I've got all of these blessings, like birds showing up on the balcony trying to send me signs and signals. Like, I'm actually pretty special. She kept telling me how special I was and how divine and how much of a leader I was, and I wouldn't believe it, but I'm starting to realize I am blessed. I've got resources. I'm very connected. I've got money. I'm blessed. So he's focused on his blessings right now, and part of that is the divine feminine, but he's also focused on where he's been in the past, and I think he's kind of sad about that. Like, he realizes that in the past, and I think there's a part of this happening now, where he's at now, where he's still thinking of himself in lack. Like, he realizes there's blessings, but he's also like, but, I know that the church and all these blessings are right in there, and I could go inside, but I'm just going to stay outside in the snow with my hurt foot. So it's sort of like he has this victim side of him and this sad lack energy, but then he has this blessed gratitude energy. And I feel like the blessed gratitude energy is when he's in connection with you, or he sees a comment on social media, or you reply to his story, or, just a little something where he's like, oh my God, I'm so blessed and I feel so special. But then, oh my gosh, I've been like here the whole time, and like, I'm just going to stay out here in the snow because I don't know if I'm worthy to go in and like really accept all of these blessings. Like, how am I going to do that? And like, it's just easier to be homeless like outside. So I think he's in a real internal struggle with those two dichotomies, guys. It's a big deal. It's literally like blessings and gratitude, like blessings and lack. He's feeling it both at the same time. And it makes sense. There's a little bit of a bipolarness, and I'm not saying your DM is bipolar. By the way, there's a lot of people who are labeled that. I don't like labels. That it is just not true. How the DM relates to the DF. I love it. Leadership. He's showing some leadership, which is funny. Like, mine just did stuff online. Like, he knows in the past life there's a mustache, and when I met him, he had a mustache, and I was like, oh my God, I just had a dream about this. Like, it was like a past life, and I love this guy so much, and it's the mustache. So after we hooked up and everything, he's like, oh, it was just the mustache. I was like, it's not the mustache. But lately, he's been posting stories with his different mustaches. Like, every day he'll shave it a little bit different, and he looks at me like, and I was like, oh, my past life lover. You talk about signs. So my past life lover, in my head, is like part-time lover, like past life lover. The Stevie Wonder song? Well, I didn't even say that the other day when I typed it. And like a day later, or maybe it was the same day, my phone just starts playing Stevie Wonder, part-time lover. Crazy, right? So those are kind of signs that I think the divine is sending. It could be AI looking at like what I typed to him, but I didn't say part-time lover. I said past life lover. So I think it's a sign like, no, you're on the right track, Mary Beth. Like, this is, oops, I'm not supposed to say my name. MB, you can call me MB. Oh my God, I just got nervous. So he's in his leadership. Okay? He is in his leadership, like trying to show you in some way that although we're under this coronavirus quarantine, he is coming to you. He is thinking of you. He's trying to show you his leadership. He's being a leader. He might be contacting you. He texted you, or he FaceTimed you out of the blue because of what we're in right now, he can't get his freaking mind off of you. That's how I feel. It's almost driving him crazy. Oh my gosh. The freaking 10 of Pentacles, you guys. This is like a happy, abundant card, prosperity. This guy's looking at the couple. I almost feel like this is God. Or it could be like that wise mentor, like the mentor he went to, like he's talking to an older man about what do I do, and it's like, go show her something, you know what I mean? Like, go do something. So he's doing some stuff, and like he's getting your attention or whatever, or he's coming right around with that. And he knows that all that just coming together is going to lead to all this abundance, all this prosperity. Look at all those darn coins. You guys got books and workout videos and twin flame channels and, TV shows. I mean, y'all got so many things going on together, but he knows that it's you two. So he's been working on counting his pentacles and focused on bringing all of this in. So I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't take the leadership role very soon and calls you and gives you an offer. Like, hey, I heard you were out of work. Like, why don't we do this? Would you be interested in this? So don't be surprised if he comes to you with work stuff instead of love stuff. It might just be easier for him to deal with. Oh my gosh. How the divine masculine sees, or the yellow ones, how he sees the divine feminine. He sees her as truth. She always speaks the truth. She's always right. She was right when she told me there's something bigger here. We have a connection. We're past life lovers. It's like, that's true. Because I can't get this girl off my mind. And it's been 2 years, 4 years, 5 months. Think about how long y'all have known each other. If it wasn't real, y'all would have drifted apart. You know this. You're not hanging on to some ex-boyfriend. That's not what this is. This is a divine connection. That's what this is. And it is different than regular relationships. It's different than anything you've ever experienced. It's different than anything that he's ever experienced. He knows that there's a divine connection here, that there is some soul, some deep, deep, deep soul truth here. And he loves it. He loves it. But he's also, how he sees her, is hermiting a little bit. She stepped back a little bit. That's funny, because I certainly have. I usually do stories and funny Fridays and keep it fresh and light, especially in quarantine. And I've stepped back, and I feel like he normally gets energy from seeing me online, so he's not able to find me. I think he's like stalking and trying to find, and he can't feel my energy because I've been focused on working and doing other things. But if you've been hermiting a little bit, that actually might be a good thing, because it's kind of showing him that you're the source of inspiration. You're the beacon of truth and the beacon of light that he goes to. And without you, it's dark. So that's how he's seeing you, is that you're hermiting. What does he want from the feminine? Oh, I always see these swans too. I always see two together. So it's like the love, stillness. He wants calm and peace in his heart. He wants you guys to be able to feel the love even in the 5D, because right now you can't be in the 3D. He wants you to be still and like not go seeking other men. I think he's seen some other men kind of come at you, and he's really scared that you're going to get restless and need to go. I was saying online I was going to go play tennis with somebody, and somebody's like, I got a court, come play with me. And I just got this feeling he saw that and was like, no, So I think he just wants you to stay inside, stay safe. Don't be out at the stores. Don't be like trying to rush this process. The moment we get lifted, he's going to come into you. But he doesn't want you trying to go out there, trying to meet with people or be defiant. He needs you to respect the rules and keep it still. Ooh, and pleasure. Pleasure, it's like the meadow. It's just like the place of solace and, responding to the world with all your senses, So what he wants is he wants to feel you. He wants pleasure. Ooh, pleasure. Might be sexual pleasure, some sexual healing, but it's not just sexual, this connection. It's sensual, it's intimate, it's intimacy, because it's a soul connection. So the connection you guys have is like this deep spiritual bond, and that spiritual bond ignites the heart, not just the dingy dong, you know what I mean? It's like it ignites this thing that's called love, which is also synonymous with God. So he feels God here, and that he realizes that God is love, that this pleasure goes beyond the physical. And so what he wants from you is to see you. He wants you to be still right now and not push anything and not go do the nasty with other people or go play tennis. He wants you to stay out of harm's way and stay still and still your beating heart, because he can feel your anxiousness too. So if you still and calm, and then he wants to be able to get with you and feel the pleasure and the sensuality. Oh, and he wants the death, meaning he wants the death of the old. And it's reversed. Am I reading reversals on this one? Not really. So he wants the death of the old, like the old patterns, the old toxic patterns. And I think you guys have kind of found a way to lightly get out of that, saying like, well, why are you calling me? Or like, I just need you. It's almost like before you were, the divine feminine was pushing or overdoing it, which came off as desperation or neediness or like from a place of lack. When that really never existed, he just kind of got sidetracked, So now she's just being kind of more playful and has just let go of the dark, heavy energy. And so that's a good thing. So he wants to just keep things up where it's like the heaviness of the past just disappears because there's been enough time. Sorry, guys, this is getting long. But it's a good reading so far. I'm excited. Divine Masculine's block to union. Okay? He can't adventure right now because he's stuck inside. Wait, does this mean... Hold on. I feel like he wants adventures, but he's not like digging deep into the courage to come have them. Like literally, he could fly to you or you fly to him. You guys could get a note from work or whatever and make this happen. I think he wants the adventures and wants to travel with you and take you to a paradise somewhere, but he's stuck in his house and he feels like that's like a limiting belief that he can't do it. Like mine could come to LA, like just fly to LA and we could go have adventures. So now, is it also a block that his adventures? No, but if he's gone off on like a little journey of his own, little voyage, a little moved to a different state, took on a new job, like he could be kind of stuck in the middle of an adventure he started that he hasn't been able to finish. So it could be that he needs to finish that adventure, but mainly I'm getting that he wants the adventures, but he's stuck inside. But he's coming, like this is next. Like y'all are gonna go off together, go to an island and have fun. The block is that he sees the divine feminine as the high priestess, and she's all spiritual and holy and divine and like freaking literally straight from God. But he's not. He wants to talk to her about this spiritual stuff, but he just feels like at some point he's gonna like be like, I don't get it. I don't know if I'm like you. I don't know if I'm spiritual enough. So he needs to shift his mentality. All of this, I'm getting limited beliefs. He feels that he's limited that he can't have the adventures right now, which is bullshit. Sorry. He also feels that he's not spiritual, but I think he's starting to see that he kind of is, but he just feels like he's like behind her. Well, he's got to let that go and realize that even if he's spiritually behind her and she's the spiritual leader, he might be financially ahead of her or ahead of her in the community. You know, mine's famous technically, yeah, and I'm really not. So, yet, I'm just kidding. I'm famous in my own mind. The other block to union for him is that he is the King of Cups, which is the loving, nurturing, more emotional King of Cups. He is the king. But the King of Cups shows his emotions. And this divine masculine's had a hard time doing that. It's literally like he doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know how to do it. But he's going to do it. And he's getting out like these blocks. You know, pray to your guides and ask your guides to lift any limited beliefs and show him that you guys are equals and that he's going to catch up spiritually and that you guys can have adventures now and he can speak his truth and basically tell you how he feels. And as soon as he does that, everything's going to be just coming into abundance. What is abundance? Did you just see that? I said it's all coming into abundance. Yeah. So abundance is the advice he's receiving is that it's like, yo, so-and-so, you've got all the abundance here. She's into you. Your divine feminine is into you. And you've got the money. You've got the ability to travel. Like nobody's really keeping you from getting on that plane. Even if the media scares you and tries to tell you can't do it, you can get a note or whatever. You can do it. I don't even think you need a note. Does anybody know this? Will you please comment? Please, you guys, if you've heard anything you like so far, if you're enjoying this reading, can you please just like and subscribe and help it get seen by more people? I can't continue doing this if I'm only getting like 25 views. So I really need, my first one I got, I think, like 225 views. And so we need to get more views so that more people will see it and can be helped by not just the reading, but by some of the concepts. Because again, twin flames are in a very unique predicament. The twin flame community saved my life. I was going insane. I was about to check myself into a home because, a mental institution, because I kept getting crazy signs to somebody who was basically stopped texting me, So, and he did so for his own reasons. I mean, he was on a TV show at the time, and I think he was really busy. But the advice that he's receiving is take off the blinders, stop putting yourself in this position of like defensiveness and like you can't see the truth. You know the truth. Girl would not be responding to you, would not be commenting and being light and, loving if she wasn't into you. Like, the abundance is here. You've got everything you need. You just need to get the courage and step forward. But I do think feel very strongly that there are people encouraging him. Okay. What does God want? God wants us to move forward. Y'all have been in this energy of separation for far too long. It's time to get on that yellow brick road and go to Emerald City. Look at all that green. The green pastures, the abundant heart chakra is what comes up for me. But go forward towards love. Go forward on your mission. Go forward towards prosperity. It's going to be so much more painful if you keep holding on to the pain and the stubbornness and the resistance. Okay? Just start walking. You don't have to know the whole journey and see the end. It's almost like he's trying to figure out how everything's going to work if he does this or that. Just take a dang step forward, please. Just go forward. Y'all just need to learn how to move forward and to know that you're secure. Even if you're apart, you're secure because y'all love each other and you're always going to love each other. You are the flame that ignites each other's, like the burning passion and desire in each other's heart. You are the sacred heart for each other. You light each other up. You ignite the creativity. You are secure in the fact that both of you know that about each other. So the only fate is that it's going to go forward into prosperous future. So just take the step, right? That's the fate of it. And the fate is that it's a journey. You're going to feel like a fool on the journey, taking the step. Hopefully you don't fall off the cliff there. You're going to feel a little foolish. The Lord knows I have. I mean, I've reached out so many times that he could have showed his friends the text and be like, look how much she texts me. Oh my God, she's so into me. But the only reason I did that, I never do that to any other man. It's because I got signs and signs and signs. So every time I'd get a divine sign, I'd feel like it's time for me to reach out. Or maybe things have shifted. And not every time did I. But when I did, I would reach out with like these long texts. And you know how guys, sometimes they don't like those long texts. They just need to keep it simple. Like, hey, how are you? What you up to? Let's get a coffee. Instead, I'm like, oh my God, listen to the dream I had last night. Listen to this sign that just happened. So I was like kind of hitting him with all this when he was very much in his ego and wanting to stay there. But I think deep down he knew because he was getting them. But for the longest time, I think he fought the signs and he would meet people with my same name and everything and just be like, oh, it's just a coincidence and just brush it off. Hey, I did the same thing. But it becomes so uncomfortable. You're like, what's going on? Anyway, this guy has very few items. He's not burdened. He's just kind of light and free and off on his journey. So God just wants you guys to be light and free and to know that you're going to have the dark and the light, but it's coming in. The chariot is coming. It's coming. It's always coming. It's always been coming. But it's going to come in divine timing. Okay? You can't rush these guys. You can't rush this chariot. Right? Excuse me. I keep getting the throat stuff because that's where a lot of the blockage has been. He's not been able to speak his truth, and nor have you. And so if either one of you can speak your truth, that might be exactly what lifts everything. Now, if you've already spoken it, then you don't need to do it again, probably. The Divine Feminine's advice for union is to remain flexible. And we got this, I think, in my first reading. Don't be like, oh, it has to be like this, or I'm not going to meet with you. Or, he called you up and he's like, hey, can you FaceTime? And you're like, I don't FaceTime with boys. I don't like to FaceTime. Let's do this instead. Here's my conference number. Like, he calls you and says, hey, wonder if we could, like, maybe meet in the middle. Let's meet in Arizona. And you're like, no, 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 you have to come to LA. Like, just be flexible, okay? Let go of your freaking controllingness. Now, you know why you control? Because you feel like you don't have control. And with this freaking crazy relationship, of course you don't have control. God is in control. God and the holy power is in control. You need to be flexible. You know the Tiger King? Because he's a tiger. He is a control freak. He would not let go of that dang Carol situation, and he literally ruined his life with it. Okay? Sometimes you just need to let go of what you thought or what you want or what your friend said is how a guy who really likes you treats you. Everybody's different. My guy gives me nods and talks about stuff that is connections between us in interviews on like The Chew and The View. And, you know, so that could be his love language, right? For me, it's like, what are you doing? Are you just using me, or is this a nod to me? And I always felt warm and fuzzy about it. So I felt like it was in with good intention, but I would like for him to just be like, hey, I really have feelings for you. It's been hard. I was doing this and I was doing that and I was dating this girl, and that's why I've been gone for so long, but I really do care for you, and I think I might love you, and I want to see you. And, you know, it would be great if he could just admit all that and say all that. But maybe that's not what he's comfortable with right now. So I need to be flexible enough to accept him for who he is. And when we get a chance to hang out, not be controlling. And the advice, Jesus, God, sorry, y'all. I need to get some water. But this is happening. It always happens. It's like, you need to speak your truth. Okay, God, I will. Will you guys? I need to come in and be the Knight of Swords. This is the advice for union for the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine needs to speak her truth. So maybe she's be like, hee hee ha ha, and saying, hey, let's work together. But she's not saying, hey, I might love you. You might be the one for me. You want to explore it? Or, like, I think I realized, like, I had these warm and fuzzy feelings, and then I'm like, oh, that's feelings. I think that's feelings. That's what feelings feel like. Okay, God. Like, maybe I have feelings for this guy. I just felt so good saying that. Like, admit you have feelings. You don't have to say, I love you forever. You don't have to pour it on. Just be like, I think I have feelings for you. And I want to know if you think that you'll ever have feelings for me back. And if he doesn't respond right away, like, don't take it as a no. Sometimes a delay is not a denial, okay? Other times it's a denial. But like mine, it's like I might need to hold his feet to the fire and say, I need to hear you say no thank you, or this isn't happening. Otherwise, I feel like we do have a connection, and you know it. Like, deep down, you know it. So that's why you can't say no to me. A guy was hitting me up. He's been hitting me up for like 15 years, and he has been hitting me up recently. And I said, look, what do you want? Why do you keep saying, hey, you? You know, I said, aren't you married? He said, well, we're getting a divorce. And I say, well, just so you know, like, I'm in love with someone else. And he was like, oh, well, you know, congratulations. I hope that new relationship really works out. And you know, I'm just going to miss our friendship when we haven't even been friends. But I had to say to him, I'm in love with somebody else. This isn't going to happen. I wish you well. And he's still hitting me up even more. But like, if somebody is not getting it after you tell them no, and I'm in love with somebody else, and they're just not getting it, you have to ignore them. But if you're ignoring them without telling them no, and they keep hitting you up, you're not standing in your integrity and speaking your truth. So I need you to speak your truth with everybody in your life. If a friend's bugging you at the wrong time, say, hey, I don't have the capacity to deal with this right now, but I'll catch up with you later. Just really, really set your boundaries. It's very important right now, because you're this whole COVID thing is like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, we are spinning in so much anxiety. We really need to set boundaries. Potential. So the Divine Feminine right now is tapping into her ever expanded potential. She's shining. She's just like, what is that? Like a nebula. Is that a volcano? I don't know. But she's tapping into her potential, her highest self. Her lower self might not want to set boundaries, might not want to speak her truth. might not be shining. Her lower self might be scared that people are going to steal her stuff, or visibility issues, kind of like what I'm dealing with right now. One day I'll show my face, I promise. You'll be like, oh, you're so cute. I'm just kidding. But lately, I just showed my face on this podcast training. They're like, you're so cute. Like, it's like, what'd you expect? Anyway, yeah, but what's kind of nice for me not showing my face and not revealing my name right away, and you'll get my name and you'll know who I am. You'll be able to research me and everything. And, I'm no charlatan. I will give you all of that if you want to do a reading. But what I like about this is I'm able to just flow with you guys and be myself. And I don't have to think about how I look or, spend time putting on makeup in quarantine. I don't, I'm able to just really be myself. And I think when you've got visibility issues, it's important to tap into who you truly are and flow and just have no apologies. Be unapologetically yourself. Just be yourself. Be the star you are. Shine like the top of the Chrysler building. I have that copyright, by the way. Don't steal. But I kind of stole it from Annie. Anyway, but yeah, no, I've had issues with trust issues and stuff. But I think what the feminine is doing is going, you know what? I'm letting go of the restrictions. I can see what's been blocking me, and I'm going to face those and step beyond them because I have no other choice. I am here to help serve the world. And I can't stay in this struggle, in this lack, in this confusion. People can't see me and come to me and be my clients and stuff if I'm not out there showing the world who I am and how I can help them, right? So she's stepping into her potential, and that is just beautiful. She is also focused on her coin. The King of Pentacles is loyal. She's showing her loyalty to the masculine. She's showing her loyalty to the world. She's showing that she's getting on her money, on her coins. She's abundant, and she's also charitable. She's giving what little she has to those in need. She gives what she has to support others. She comments on people's stuff when they don't have any other comments because she wants to make people feel good. She truly has a service-based heart. And I think the Divine Masculine is seeing that and realizing that his karmic acted like she's service-based, but he saw that she's actually really selfish, and she was just saying that to have the service-based image. But this girl, the Divine Feminine, actually cares about people. Actually wants to help people, and it has nothing to do with her image. She's the type that gives and doesn't tell anybody about it, and that's honorable. And I think he's seeing these things, and he's like, I can't believe I was holding back with her, and I chose some other girl over her for a second, and I chose to party and be a player instead of being with her. How she's relating to the DM, that's funny. He thinks she's in hermit mode. How she's relating is she's looking like she's relaxed. She doesn't really care about this so much. She might be like hee hee ha ha, but she's not hitting him up anymore. She's not asking for the meeting. She's not speaking her truth. She could be doing a lot to get to this, but she's not. She's relaxed. Under the beautiful moonlight, she's just doing her, reading her book. And how she's relating to the DM... maybe she's showing him that she's kind of still looking at the spilt cups. Maybe he's kind of expressing his love, but she's just like, eh. And she's still looking at other things. She's not even recognizing the 2 full cups behind her, which might be his love, his expression of love, but she's not getting it. And she's not really concerned. She's focused on the fact that she lost her unemployment or lost her job, and she's focused on all these other things she's got to clean up. And he's like, babe, just turn around, look at these cups. So maybe you do need to turn around and look at those cups. Share how you feel without needing anything in return. But hey, I'm open for a Zoom call or just a regular phone call. Back in the olden days, when we were teenagers, right? Wasn't that so much fun when you're a teenager, talking to your dude, on the phone, or even a best friend, right? I miss those times, just talking on the phone, Shout out to my girlfriend with the initial G for like talking on the phone with me. We've had some good late night chats about anything and everything. Yeah, sometimes this online world and all the texting just really frustrates me. There's so much that can be misunderstood with text. You know that. So keep that in mind. I mean, sometimes I'm sarcastic and it's jokey on Twitter, and then everybody overreacts. It's like, do you not see that emoji that's like the the one eye closed, tongue out? Like, that means that I'm not being serious, right? Anyway, ooh, it's getting dark. Okay, what are we at? What the divine feminine wants from the divine masculine, she wants him to step in his mother flipping power. She wants him to step into his power and go, hey, babe, take his leadership position, right? Become the leader that he is and take control over this relationship and over his life. She wants him to take control of his life and stop letting, it's like he's on autopilot. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to do something. The next morning he wakes up and gets his coffee and goes right back on that autopilot, looking at sports, looking at this, looking at that, looking at porn, and he gets distracted, and he's like, I've been meaning to freaking call my DF. I've been meaning to move out of this place that doesn't serve me. I've been meaning to walk away from my karmic. She's like, just take the bull by the horns and grab a hold of your destiny and step in your power, mofo. Just do it. Come on. Come on, angels. Come on, guides. Come on. All of you up in heaven, just help our divine masculines step into his power. There might need to be a tower event. Bring it on. Make him feel it so that he realizes. Give him those dreams so that he realizes it is now or never. It's now or never. I'm going to lose my DF if I don't pick up the phone and call her. Go with the flow. You don't need to know what to say. Divine masculines, if you are cross watching and listening, pick up the phone, dial her number, call her. If the message hits, be like, hey, I was just thinking of you. It's been a while. Call me back. If she answers the phone, just say, hey, how are you? How are you with all this going on? I'm worried about you. I care about you. I just wanted to check in and make sure you're okay. I'm checking in on everybody, but you've always had a special place in my heart, and I really appreciate your support, and I just want to check in. What's going on? How are you? You know, let the conversation flow. Tell her how much you care about her. Tell her that you love seeing her online, and it makes you feel warm and fuzzies and tingly inside and down there. Have some fun, you guys. And so she also wants him, what she wants from him, she wants him to kind of rest and relax and slow down, like hanging out with people or watching TV. She wants him to meditate and to get the awakening because she got it. The divine talked directly to her. She wants the divine to talk directly to him. So come on, gods and angels and guides, like let's get the divine masculines doing meditations. Have some people send some guided meditations to him, some past life regressions. Show him the twin flame dynamic. Show him what he needs to see. Send those earth angels to tell him to, you've had enough rest and relaxation and meditation. Go get your girl. Go get your girl. Okay. Divine feminine's blocks to union. Ooh, she is scared of success. Success card as a block is that, wait a second, does it mean she's, I think she holds back how successful she is, and she also is kind of scared of the success that she could have if she really steps into her power. So fears of success is sometimes, ooh, look at that. Sometimes fears of success haunt you like a black cat just as much as fears of lack or fears of loss or fears of failure. Success means for me that I have to do a TV show and be on camera, and I don't necessarily want to be on camera, but God kind of told me like I might have to be. If I've got all the skills and talents to do that, and I can be a role model for others in this particular series, then kind of get out of it. There's also lots of other characters. Then maybe I have to do that. So I might have to face myself and where I'm scared, the visibility or whatever, in order to have that success. But it's a block. So maybe it's the block is she can have success with her divine masculine, but she's been scared of him rejecting her, or all the times like she's reached out and he didn't say anything in return because it was bad timing or whatever. It's like now's divine timing, but you want to know that you're going to like have success if you reach out in order to do it. So you've got fears around this. Have no fear. Success is clear. Embrace it. Embrace it. Face the next step. Remember, you're going forward. God wants you to go forward. So what's the next step on your journey? Take the step and then step back, right? Take the step towards success and then step back. No fears of success. As I speak right now, everybody watching has no more fears of success. And as I speak, everybody watching has no more fears of failure. And they can do what they've been guided to do and know and believe, truly believe that they're going to have success. I think that's the thing too. It's like I've had so much letdown and disappointment with mine that I don't even know what success with him even looks like or feels like. But we've got to have the intention for success. So I'm saying right now, when I reach out to mine, if he doesn't answer the phone or whatever, or I send a voice message, like, he's going to get back to me right away. This time, it's divine timing, and we're going to have success, and he's going to get back to me this time because he's ready and I'm ready. So we need to believe. Remember, belief is everything, right? We need to believe that we can have success, that what's happened with your divine masculine has happened because of reasons. Everything happens for a reason. Now it's going to shift. It's going to shift into success. But if you're thinking about the past and that energy, if you're still in that past energy and not optimistic about your future and the fact that this is going to come around, otherwise God wouldn't send you the signs on a freaking daily, weekly basis. Why would you be getting the signs if you weren't destined for success? You're destined for success. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. But you know what? If you're able to step into your truth and fight your fears and go after the success, you can't lose. Even if he doesn't call you back right away or whatever, you can't lose because you are evolving. You are showing God that you're showing up and showing out, for that success because you believe it's there. You know it's there and you're not in any kind of delusion. But, hold on. Ooh, no, that's what the divine feminine wants from the DM. See, sorry guys, it's getting dark and I can't see. I need a light. I need more light. Hang on. So success isn't the block. It's actually, even though what I said is important, so do that. But it's actually, better. It's actually what she wants from the DF. So she wants success with him, right? But again, she does have to believe it. And she also wants the Queen of Wands. So she wants to be his Queen of Wands, which is the creative, passionate, sunflowers also represent happiness, longevity, loyalty. She wants like the loyalty and the love and the creation. She wants to create with him. She wants to get on mission. I feel like some of y'all divine feminines care more about your mission with him than about the love. And that's kind of good. Because that shows me you're not attached to him emotionally. So you can love him unconditionally, because this is all unconditional love, but detach from the outcomes and detach from the emotional ties. Like there's times with my masculine where those cords that we have towards each other, like you've got a cord between like your heart and his, and it's so strong. You can't ever decord each other when you're twins. Even if you try to cut the cords, it won't happen. But there's times where like the emotional connection and the attachment has been so strong that it's pushed him away because he feels like it's kind of needy, or she's like right on top of him and he knows it's right, but like it just feels like almost desperate because she wants it so bad and she just wants her life to move forward, and he's resisting. It's like, but it seems like she's kind of let it go a little bit. And so she's more about the mission and just doing what's right for God, what God wants for the union, for the world. But yeah, she's ready to get creative here with him. And she wants like all that long-term abundance with him. So here are the blocks. Okay, all right. Well, this makes sense for me. Does it make sense for you? Simplicity. The blocks are, she's trying to keep it simple, but it's hard. There's been so much. It's so funny. First time my DM and I were together in bed, there was a feather floating, and I said, oh, angels are with us. Because every time I see a feather, I'm like, angels are with us. They've been flowing around everywhere, even outside. It's so weird. But keep it simple, divine feminines. If you send a text, just say, I'm thinking of you, or how you doing with this whole coronavirus? Or, I've been sweating like crazy, and I feel like maybe mine, like he was having a panic attack at some point. Somebody died or whatever. I found out later, but I started having a panic attack on the phone with my friend. It made no sense. So often you can have, anyway, so with the sweating, I thought, well, maybe mine is having an addiction issue and like withdrawing from addictions, right? Oh, it's 111. Withdrawing from addictions or something. So I was going to say, are you sweating a lot lately by chance? Like, and it's like this crazy weird question, but like it is pretty simple, But if I approach him, I might maybe need to say, this, that, just keep it simple. Don't send long texts, because guys have a hard time digesting that. And I have so much I want to say, but if I just like throw up all of it all at once in a voice recorded message like on my phone and send it to him, he might be like, whoa, what's going on? Might need to listen to it like 80 times just to figure out everything I'm trying to say. So keep it simple. That's your main block, is that you've kind of confused him because it's not very simple. And new beginnings with pentacles, okay? So that usually represents work, hard work. So your block is you're not presenting the offers, or you're looking for an offer, or you're talking about work too much, or you what's that? What am I trying to say? You don't have the courage to offer the pinnacle. So maybe you have a work idea or something, and you need to share it, okay? But this is a new beginning and prosperity. So maybe your block is that you're not embracing the new beginning. Like, this whole corona thing is an opportunity. So instead of just sitting by and waiting, maybe you can put the opportunity in your hand and step forward. Okay? It also could be a block to union, that maybe you feel like you don't have money. You don't have money to travel. You don't really have a job right now. You feel a little unstable. The stability could be a block for you. Take that card how you see it. Feel free to look up Ace of Pentacles and kind of see how that could be a block to you. Because I really do feel that with these situations, the blocks, if you get over the block, you're coming into union. You just got to figure out what your block is. Because you've been waiting on the divine masculine thinking he's the one blocked and he needs to come forward. Maybe it's you. Maybe you haven't spoken your truth. Maybe you haven't presented that offer. Maybe this is also a block, the tower. So obviously what we're in right now is a tower. Lost a job is a tower. So it could be this whole tower is blocking you from union, but maybe that's just a facade. It's just an illusion. Like, technically, if we didn't know there was a tower going on right now with the coronavirus, what would we do? What could we do? Would you share your feelings then? Why don't you pretend like this coronavirus doesn't even exist and call him, keep it simple, but share your feelings and present that opportunity, see what happens, Now, get a reading with me again. So what I think I'm going to do, email me that you want to know if your twin's your twin, and for 11/11, I'll do the 3 cards for you, and I'll run one pendulum question and tell you if it's your twin, okay? It's going to be 11/11 just for this week, and I know a lot of you want to know if it's your twin or not. I'm really good at figuring out if it is. God and my angels and my guides and your guides are going to help us, because you need to know. So many of you need to know what you're dealing with here. And I'm going to do it for 11/11, and then it's probably going to go up to 22/22 because it's like good information, but I want to be able to do this for you guys. Okay. So advice for union is to be in your joy. This is sparrows, and the sparrows are all flying together. It also represents community, joy, happiness. It also is like not being by the book. So be spontaneous. You know, if you just get that giddy feeling and you feel like God's saying, just freaking call it, just freaking call him. Excuse me. Hopefully no kids are watching. Just call him. Or, you know, like I was going to just say, he was in a movie and it came through in my Netflix, and I was just going to like do a little video like, look what I'm watching tonight, and then show him the owl. Like, look, I'm living in this new place, and look, I just turned my head after I saw your hawk on your balcony, and look, there's this owl. Isn't that crazy? Just be like, how are you? Call me. You know, keep it simple, but just say. So if you have that spontaneous idea and you feel it, go for it. Stop overthinking. Remember, you can't screw it up. I've called my twin before and been like, blah, 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 blah. It sounds like I'm like Charlie Brown. I don't even know what sort of spirit's coming in my body and talking. Probably one that wanted to keep us separated because I was saying all kinds of crazy stuff and I didn't even know. And I'm like, what did I just do? But he still loves me. He loves my crazy. They love our crazy. They do. How can they not? Because we're the same soul. We're the same energy. Advice for union is, like, you guys, divine feminine, stop feeling so burdened. Step out of all the burdens. I know it's been a long road. Just let the burdens go. You've been burdened. You're like looking at all these burdens you got stacked up. I mean, I've got political strategy I'm doing right now for the freaking America. I've got a podcast I'm starting, a coach that's helping me. I've got my own coaching clients. I've got intuitive reading clients. I mean, there's a lot going on. You know, I need garbage bags. I don't really want to go to the store to get them. I've got them on Amazon. Thank God I could. But, you know, just getting on Amazon. I haven't watched Netflix in weeks because I'm so busy. But just let go of the all the burdens right now and all the distractions, and have a day where you focus on tapping into your divine masculine's energy. Send him some love. Straight from your heart. You know what? If you want a free meditation by a divine feminine friend of mine, and it's like one of the most powerful meditations I've ever experienced, I'm going to give you her name because she's also a great coach. Send me an email. I'm going to send it to you. I saw so much and so much imagery, and I saw my divine masculine come in the past life with the mustache and everything. And then I sent him love. And as I was sending it, it was like filling me up. And I was like, oh my God, we are mirroring each other. I was feeling it. And then it's a long story, but you need to let all the daily stuff and the stresses go for a second and tap into your masculine and figure out, ask God, show me in my dreams, show me, guide me to what I need to do to speed up this union, to make my divine masculine feel safe and secure. Okay? So maybe you just need to send him love in the 5D, but maybe he needs a text, or maybe he needs you to like his Instagram account because you haven't done it, so he thinks you're gone and he's scared, and he's the only reason he's not coming forward is because he's so scared because he thinks you moved on with somebody else, or you don't care because you're focused on all these things. So maybe he needs to know that he is important to you, and then he can move forward, right? To come to you. Okay? So stop being so rigid. We want you to be flexible, be in your joy, let go of those burdens. Obviously, keep that flexibility going. Oh, wow. So the outcomes, actually, holy schmoly. Yeah. Okay. So, oh my gosh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Oh my goodness. All right. I think, oh shoot. I think this was your advice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, Yes, this is your advice. Stay in the joy, release the burdens. Sorry, guys. This is not the advice, okay? You do want to remain flexible. But so your outcome is the flexibility. So again, it might not look like what you thought. Obviously, the coronavirus did not look like, it doesn't look like what we thought would be happening right now. But the flexibility as an outcome is, if you and he are flexible, you know, you will be able to come together. It might just be some opportunity out of nowhere that comes in, and communication is the outcome. So whether it's him coming in and communicating or you communicating, but eventually he's going to come in and communicate. But it could be that you need to prompt him in some way by showing love. Now, since my outcomes got mixed up with my advice, I apologize, guys. Just go ahead and like it, though, because I'm gonna make sure it's right next time. But I still think it's a great reading. But I'm going to go ahead and choose one more outcome card. Outcome, if we follow the advice. Outcome, 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 outcome. Forgiveness. So if you let the burdens down, you know, keep it simple, stay in your joy, follow the spontaneity. He posts something, you say something back, he's going to see that you're forgiving him. And that forgiveness is really important for him to come in and speak his truth, okay? For that to happen. So are they going to end up in union this year? Yes. This is the happiness card. Your happiness and abundance and prosperity and that like long-term relationship is going to happen this year. We're not going to be in this coronavirus for too long. Okay, guys. That's a beautiful reading. Hang in there. All right. Tap in, feel out what you need to do. You guys, if you're feeling some internal struggle with this whole relationship situation, we can look into him and you. We can do a past, present, future for you guys, or we can do a similar reading like this, a specific reading, divine masculine, divine feminine. We can read pendulum questions on your love questions, your purpose questions, your career. So that was just 2222 at the end of that. So go ahead and send me an email twinflamechanneling, 2 N's 1 L, twinflamechanneling@gmail. Okay, introduce yourself. I don't need a big long book about your relationship. Don't give me too much information. Just tell me what you're looking for, and I will tap into your energy and figure out what the guides are suggesting that's in your budget, and we'll figure this out together. You have all the support you need. Okay, I am so grateful for the Twin Flame community for just helping me not feel so crazy, because none of my friends understood this love. Okay, so I am so grateful forever for this community, and I am now a part of it, and I can help you guys. I really understand the concepts, and I wish you the best evening. Okay, try not to drink too much in quarantine, because we really need to have our energy in a good place, be in that high vibrational state. Make sure you're working out, drinking tons of water, getting some vitamin D, get that exercise, your body moving, dance parties, do Zooms, talk to friends, but stay focused on your mission, your purpose. Really try your best to stay balanced, but be the better version of yourself every single day. All right, you guys got this all day long. Much love. Mwah.